Hey everybody, it's October 2022 and I'm out spending a week in the woods. I'm going to be doing some camping and some archery hunting for whitetailed deer and grouse. Stick around for this week's outdoor adventure. Hi, my name is Dan and welcome to DC Outdoors. If this is your first time here and you like outdoor adventure videos, gear reviews, and other outdoor related stuff, well, please get started by clicking the like, subscribe, and the bell notification buttons so you don't miss anything. Well, let's get on with this week's adventure. All right, well, it's October 8th. It's day one of my trip. I left home pretty late today, probably around 2 o'clock or so. Got out here, camping here, about an hour and a half north of Edmonton, and I set up camp. I'm out here with my Alaknak 10 by 10 tent, so we got that all set up. We got the stove set up. We'll probably be using it through the week. And collected some firewood. And yeah, I guess right now it's probably about 7 o'clock. The sun's just going down, and we'll probably get a fire going and hang out for a little bit. Fortunately, it didn't get any hunting in today, like I said, but it was nice to pack up slowly and casually and make my way out here today. It's pretty cool. I did see a cow and calf moose crossing the highway on my way here, but the weather's been really nice today. I think it's probably almost 20 degrees. Going to get cold tonight, so it's probably going to drop to about 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And I think most of the week is like that, kind of in the low teens and, almost freezing overnight. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm probably going to, like I said, try to use the hot stove just to give it a try. But definitely, I don't think I will be relying on it a whole lot. Like I said, for this week's video, I do have 3 white-tailed deer tags. I have a general white-tailed deer tag that I can use for antlered deer or antlerless deer. And then I also have 2, what they're called is supplementary antlerless tags. So I can also take 2 antlerless deer as well on this trip. So we got 3 deer tags in our pocket. I also know that there's a lot of rough grouse. So I am hoping that I can get a grouse with the bow as well. I'm not sure about this campsite, to be honest. I'll show it to you right away, but I don't know. I may move. We'll see how the first couple nights go. Later this week, I'm planning on picking up my son, and hopefully he's going to be able to spend a couple nights out here with me as well on the end of this trip. So we'll see how it goes. I might break this video as well into a second part. Yeah, we'll just see how it plays out. So I'll show you here around camp briefly, and then I got to get hustling to make a fire. The sun's going down. We got this beautiful pink sky in front of me, which I'll show you. And like I said, I got to get hustling right away. Just look at that pink sky. Got the tent all set up. Pretty awesome. Just set up in a clearing, which was probably used back in the day for some oil field work. Over in that corner, there's a fire pit. I was actually going to put the tent over there, but the ground is really pitty, and I don't think it would be very comfortable to set the tent on. And then over out that way, on the other side of the truck, is a trail that kind of goes and connects to some other areas to hunt. And that god-awful thing that you see there on top of the truck is a Wi-Fi booster. So I'm trying to boost some cell phone reception, but it's not working out very well. But tried to make a little DIY antenna. Obviously, I'm parked really close to the tent. I won't be lighting up the hot tent stove with the truck parked this close to the tent. But yeah, like I said earlier, I think my plan right now is to get a fire set up over there. I'm not really hungry, but I'll probably try to grab some food anyway. And yeah, just hang out for a little bit. So thanks for tuning in for this one, and I hope we have an awesome trip. Just sitting around here by the fire. Pretty nice night. A little bit of clouds up in the sky, but the sky is really bright from the moon. It must be a full moon or almost a full moon. Having a little bit of buffalo trace. Just hanging out a bit, but I think I'm going to head to bed around 10. I set my clock for 6:30, and hunting starts around 7:30. So I don't want to stay up too late. Lots of trails around here, so it's nice that I can literally just get up out of the tent, grab some coffee, maybe a light breakfast, and then just head right out hunting. So nice not to have to drive too far. Look how bright that moon is. Wow. It's crazy. Literally, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but it's lit up a lot of this little meadow clearing that I'm sitting in. It's crazy bright. Unreal. All right, my friends. Well, we are in our tent, snuggled in, and I'll catch up with you in the morning. All right, good morning, my friends. It's probably around 7. I'm making up some coffee and probably just having some cookies, and then off we go. It was a pretty cool night, actually. Definitely got around 0, and it's pretty frosty out this morning. So I actually did end up making a little fire probably around midnight last night. And then fired up again this morning to make some coffee. But needed the fire to take the chill out of the air. It's definitely cold. Anyways, like I said, coffee, cookies, off we go. Okay, well, it was kind of slow morning. I probably walked 3 or 4 kilometers, to be honest. Did a big giant loop around my camp. I spooked up a couple of deer. One was snorting at me, one ran off in the woods. And then when I was fairly close back to camp, I scared out a chicken out of the grass, a grouse. But he was in the deep, deep, deep grass, so I didn't have any chance of seeing that one. I did decide to move, as you can see behind me. So I'm moving the tent. The other spot was okay, but it was really grassy and not a lot of protection, really, to be honest, from a fire. I was a little nervous, actually, last night of even having the fire in the tent. And around the fire pit was pretty bad, too. So we moved over to a campground. So you can see behind me, I now have a picnic table and a fire pit. So we're going to set up here. And actually, there's a lake over this way, too. And I did bring my fishing rods, so might give that a try. I think there's supposed to be some pike and perch in there. But anyways, it took me about an hour to clean up camp, so I'm expecting it to take about an hour and a bit, maybe here, to get this one set up. Wouldn't mind relaxing for a little bit and then getting out for the evening hunt. We'll check in with you when this is all set up. All right, well, I just deciding to stop and watch some trails for a little bit. I'm basically on a slight little hill overwatching a little recession in front of me where there's a few different trails that kind of crisscross back and forth. The trails are maybe about 40 yards away, so definitely within shooting distance. And I cleaned up some sticks and twigs around me so I can brush up against this pine and use it for some cover, but cleaned out some of the sticks so that way I can actually shoot if I have to. So I'll just show you what I'm working with. So over in that way, it's kind of where we're looking at, where the trails crisscross. So I'll just hang out here for a little bit and see what happens. I think it's about 3 o'clock right now. It's been super quiet out here so far. It's about 6 o'clock. I have about another 45 minutes or an hour or so to go. I've tried a few little rattling sequences, but haven't heard anything. Haven't seen anything. Haven't even, like I said, heard a step in the woods. So it's prime time now, so this is what I waited for, still sitting under the same tree. Yeah, now's the time if anything's gonna move. Well, I got out of the bush a little bit earlier than I thought I would. So I got back to camp, and I figured that since the lake was here, I'd give a few casts. No bites or nothing like that, but now she's getting pretty dark, so I better start to hustle to figure out what I want to do for dinner. Um, I was really hoping that I would have shot a grouse today. I have some pretty good fixins for a nice Thanksgiving grouse dinner, but I'm missing an important component, which is the grouse. So I got a few other tricks up my sleeve. So anyways, I better get going on dinner before it starts to get much darker. All right, everybody. Well, that pretty much does it, I think, for today. So this is night 2. For dinner, I had some venison backstrap with some instant mashed potatoes and some canned beans and a bread bun that my wife made for Thanksgiving dinner that she sent up here with me. But dinner was like super good, so crazy filling. And then after I was done with that, cleaned up a little bit, and then I actually had some work stuff to do. Hence why I wanted to get to a place that had a little bit better cell phone reception. But I did some work stuff, had a beer, sat around the fire, got most everything ready for tomorrow, and I think it's time to hit the hay. We'll check in with you in the AM. All right, everybody, good morning. It's Monday morning, about 10 o'clock. Had a pretty good sleep last night. It was a lot warmer than the first night, and so I didn't need to make the fire at all. Slept relatively good from maybe about 11 or so till around 6:30. Maybe woke up once or twice, but like I said, slept pretty good. Didn't need the fire. Yeah, it was good. Woke up, made some coffee, called my wife and kids to say hello, and then we shoved off, and I did some walking this morning. I walked about 1.6 kilometers and just stopped about halfway through my rectangle, and probably about got another kilometer or so to get back to the truck, I'd imagine. But stopped, had a sandwich. I didn't have breakfast this morning, so the sandwich sure hit the spot, and brought along a thermos of coffee, so I had some of that too. So been really slow this morning. Like I said, I've been walking along. I haven't scared up anything. The moon the last few nights has been crazy bright, so I'm almost wondering if maybe that's throwing off some of the morning activity, right? But saw a little bit of moose tracks this morning in the mud, but other than that, yeah, it's been pretty slow. I'm still pretty tired, so I think my plan here for today is to hike around a little bit more. Then I need to get some firewood. It's supposed to rain maybe a little bit later this afternoon, so it'd be nice to get some firewood in case it's a wet, cooler night. And yeah, we're still probably just going to recon here, I think, for the first day or two of this trip, just to kind of check out spots and see what's up. All right, everybody. Well, it's about 3:45. Had a pretty lazy afternoon after I got done chopping up some firewood there. Headed back to camp. It started to rain, so I took it easy for a little bit. Just laid down and kind of caught up on some YouTube videos and stuff like that. But also had to fix the chainsaw. It was flooded, so I had to get that sorted out. And then I actually restrung the fishing lines on the rods too. So just making most of the downtime. But I'm checking out a different area, another trail I've never been on before. Got a couple hours to go, so hope I find a spot where I can just sit it out. Fingers crossed. I got a chicken. 30-yard shot. I saw a grouse, took a shot at it from something between 20 and 30 yards. I was low. I think I might have clipped some feathers, but I didn't see any blood or anything like that. And then I went in after it the second time and it flew away. The wind is awful and it's like blowing in with these dark clouds. So we'll see what we're gonna do. I might hang out here for a little bit more and then probably make my way back if it gets... Look at these clouds. Cool little pond now. Well, I trusted my gut and got out of the woods there after I took that shot at that grouse. And I'm glad I did. The trees were creaking like crazy, so my stomach told me just to get the hell out of there, get back to the truck. While making my way back here towards camp, I'll include a couple pictures, but this big tree had fallen across the road. And this is a road that I had, been on a couple times today, and certainly probably about maybe more like about an hour earlier, but wind took it down, so I'm glad I had the chainsaw with me and I was able to clear it out of the way so I could get on through. But definitely makes you think, what would a guy do if that deadfall stood between you and your camp and you didn't have a chainsaw or tow hook or anything like that to remove it. So anyways, it's 5:15. I don't know how late I'm gonna push it. It's a little bit windy, so we'll see. There's a football game on tonight, Monday Night Football, so I'm probably gonna listen to that tonight. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner quite yet. We'll see. I was really hoping I would get a chicken though, man. That was a bummer to miss that grouse. Hopefully I see another one. Well, dinner's all done. The football game didn't end as I wanted it to, but we made up some venison Italian sausages there. I boiled them up in that Ribstone Creek Old Man Winter Porter, which is a few years old already. That one's a 2019 bottle that I kept stocked away, but boiled up the venison sausages there in the beer and then cooked them up on the grill, and they're really good. They were really good, delicious. Too bad that the football game score wasn't as good as dinner. Anyway, I have been just hanging out here a little bit, but it's definitely time for bed. It's getting cool tonight, so I did bring in some firewood here. I have a hunch that I'll probably have to light up the stove, but we'll check in with you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning. This will be, I guess, my 4th day, if you count the little half day on Saturday. Had an alright sleep last night. My phone tells me it's about 4 degrees Celsius out, but it feels a lot colder. I still didn't start the fire last night. I just snuggled back in deep into the sleeping bag, and I was alright. It wasn't too bad, but I could definitely feel that nose and stuff was a little chilly in the morning, and had to sleep in the sleeping bag with things like my cell phone and batteries from the cameras and stuff like that, so they wouldn't freeze. But anyways, we're up now. Coffee's bubbling outside, but I figure I'll show you a quick little tour around of the inside of the tent here this morning as well. All right, there's the door. Got a little pile of firewood. There's the stove. Doubles as a really nice lantern stand. I did use some welding blankets, or welder's blankets, just to put around the floor to protect it from sparks and things like that. But the bottom of the floor under the stove zips open, so I have that zipped open, and then just the welder's blankets around for a little bit of extra coverage. Got my little chair over there that serving as a dresser, holding the bow and stuff. You'll see the little twinkle lights that are kind of strung up around the outside. Those are just solar powered. On the pole here, I picked up a couple of holders from Amazon. You can see those orange things up there. They work really well to hold that other lamp and to hold my jacket and to kind of keep things off the ground, and where they will dry a little bit if it gets wet. And then our cot and the little power pack. All right, everybody, it's about 10 a.m. I spent some time walking here in the woods where I was yesterday, where I took a shot at that grouse. Like I mentioned yesterday, it was super windy in here, so I got out of here. I just don't like being in the woods when it's that windy. It really sketches me out. But anyways, came back in here this morning, walked a pretty big loop. There's some really nice trails in here, which is nice. Saw quite a lot of deer sign, which is good too, like trails and things like that. Didn't see any animals, didn't see any grouse on the drive in this morning. I saw a doe and a fawn crossing from a field into this property, so that's pretty optimistic. Right now I'm just kind of stopping, having a little bit of coffee and hanging out. I'm watching a couple of where two trails intersect, so I'll show you here what we're working with. So just over that way, there's a trail that kind of runs that way, and it runs across here. And then there's a trail that goes this way and this way, which is the main trail. So I'm just kind of watching up that way. I had a pretty lazy little afternoon today. Actually did a little DC Outdoors live stream for a couple of hours, just in camp. Cleaned up a little, took some lake water, boiled it up, and washed my hands and face. I feel pretty good. Had a pretty restful little afternoon, and now I'm ready to set up here for the evening hunt. I'm actually just going into a little trail that's just south of where I camped the first night. So if this field looks familiar, it's where I camped the first night. So there's a little trail here off the south, so we're not going to go far and off the road. I can feel it's starting to rain now though, and it's pretty windy, so I'm gonna get suited up and then head in. Wish me luck. This is the trail we're going down. It runs off the road, but no quads go in here, so hopefully they can find something. We are set up. I love hanging out under conifers. I just cleaned off some of the branches behind me so I can kind of tuck in against it, and then I stacked some of the extra branches that I clipped off just for my backs and sides, kind of help me ambush. And one little trick that I'll show you that's well worth it: clean a little patch for your feet. That way when you move, it doesn't make the crunchy sound of leaves, right? guys. It was a quiet night. Heading back to camp. I think I'm gonna do up some fried spam and potatoes and eggs. All right, everybody. Well, we are tucked in. I think it's my 4th night out here. So we're tucked in for my 4th sleep. Supper was great. Had fried spam with fried potatoes and a couple of eggs and some hot sauce that was sent to me by Creed Eats Heat, and a beer and a little homemade bannock bread. It was a really good dinner. Cleaned up, got some stuff ready for tomorrow, and yeah, time to call it a night. I'm probably going to wrap up part 1 here of this outdoor adventure week. We're going to wrap it up, and next week we'll tune in for part 2. I really appreciate you watching if you made it this far. But once again, if this was your first time here and you like outdoor adventure videos, gear reviews, and other outdoor related stuff, well, please get started by clicking the like, subscribe, and the bell notification button so you don't miss anything. Until next time, we'll see you outdoors.